we are never going to arrive at our quote unquote level of success, but every day we will strive and we will try to get a little bit closer and a little bit closer and a little bit closer, but there is no end game, there is no finality, and we're not going to end up quote unquote successful one day.
Success is not something you can ever own. It's something you can only rent, and the rent is due every day.
Next Level Nation, today for episode number 2203, success isn't a destination, it's a process. Alan wanted to do this episode because him and I were talking behind the scenes, and he said the quote that he just said. He said, does that ever land when I say that? Success is never owned, it's rented, and the rent is due every day. And I was like, not really. I feel like it's kind of dumb. And he's like, well, I want to do an episode on it. So here we are. So I'm going to kick it to you because this was your episode, and I want to make sure you can speak on it.
So we've talked about this in the past. I can reference a bunch of different books: Atomic Habits, The Art of Impossible, The Compound Effect, Peak Performance by Brad Stulberg. All these books talk about the idea of trajectory versus current position. Mm-hmm. And when I say the rent is due every day, what I mean is what we talked about on group coaching on Tuesday, which is I was on my Remarkable, which is a digital notebook, and I drew out a graph of an exponential growth curve, and I was able to show how if you stop the process of success, it levels out the growth.
Your Wi-Fi is jeffing, just FYI.
Is it really?
Yeah. Yeah.
On my end, it's totally fine.
It jeffed a little bit.
How dare you? We're going to keep it all going, though. Right?
We're going to keep it all going, but are you on Wi-Fi? Are you on hardwire? What are you on?
We got a new Wi-Fi extender, so I'm on that.
Okay.
And hardwire. Okay. So I've got belt suspenders going.
Just want to make sure. Okay.
All right, so if you're on YouTube, you'll see my hands. Picture an exponential growth curve. Your current position is a dot along that line. And if you stop doing the process, the growth curve stops growing. And that's why I think I was on with a client earlier today, and we were talking green, yellow, and red on his priorities. And I said, I don't mean are you green, yellow, or red based on some mythical destination in the future. I mean, are you crushing it and making progress in these things now? And this is the investor's mindset we've talked about in the past. It's, are you investing today for a brighter tomorrow? Or are you enjoying today at the expense of your future? So getting blackout drunk tonight is not a good investment in my future.
Awesome.
It just randomly just said StreamYard crashed.
Oh, God.
And it said something went wrong.
Bye today. I
Today's
literally
been tough, huh?
When it went, I literally just sat here, I looked at the camera and went, awesome. I knew something was going to happen. I knew it.
All right, let's fucking redo it.
No, we don't.
Let's just keep it recording.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Where was I? Where did I leave?
Exponential.
Oh, investment. Investor's mindset.
Investor's mindset. Yeah, I would just start there.
And I said, if you get blackout drunk, that's where I...
Blackout drunk, yes. Nice.
Right? Is that what it was?
Yep,
okay.
Yep.
All right. So if I were to get blackout drunk tonight, that would not be a good investment in my future. Whether people like this or not, the truth of the matter is there are good choices and bad choices. There are constructive choices and destructive choices. And there are certain fundamentals in the science of success and achievement that if you earn more, spend less, and invest the difference. I have one client, I'll keep it anonymous, who has $200,000 invested, and he's going to be a multimillionaire if he stays on this track. That's a big if, though. If he stays on this track. If he keeps doing the process. So there's a lot of ifs. I, Alan Lazarus, will be successful if. I, Kevin Palmieri, will be successful if. But we won't be successful just by default. And I think that one of the things that frustrates me most is people who say they want things. They're like, well, I want to be in great shape. It's okay. That's it. That's layer one. I want to be in great shape. Everyone wants to be in great shape. There's no one who would honestly say, yeah, I don't really want to be in better shape.
I agree with
and
that.
So That's step one. Okay, what's beneath that, though? All the ifs. If you sleep well, if you hydrate well, if you train well, if you eat well, and I think it's the ifs that are the process.
One of the dumbest things ever is when people talk about anything passive, meaning you don't have to do anything, it just happens.
Yeah, so broken.
Because at the end of the day, it's going to have to be on your mind to some degree.
100%.
Which means by definition, you're going to have to think about it. I watched a video. It was really cool. It was a really cool video about a guy who bought a gas station, not a gas station, a car wash. And he was talking about how much revenue he makes. Yeah. And he said one of the giant downsides of owning a car wash is you have to go collect all the money. And it's a giant pain in the ass. You have to do it every couple days. And unless you trust somebody inherently, you have to go do it yourself. It takes cards and everything, but he said there's always going to be people who want to get rid of their change at the car wash.
You're absolutely
It would be
right.
a mistake for me just to do digital pricing. So he goes with his bucket.
I think that'll change eventually. But
I'm sure it probably will.
Pun intended.
Yeah, nice. And bills. People use bills too. Like he has stacks and stacks and stacks of dollars and $5 bills.
Well, that'll also bill eventually.
That will bill change. It'll change its billing eventually. Seems like a great business. People just go wash their cars and then you collect. No, there's a whole shitload. Laundromat, great one. People use change and you got to go clean those machines. Somebody's got to do it.
Vending machines.
Yeah. They are, a lot of them now are going really digital, and I think they'll probably, to your point, I think everything's going to.
Yeah, of course.
But that ATM, everybody talk. You want to? Here's how you can make $1 million a year and do no work. You just have an ATM. Look, I trust a lot of people. You think I'm going to trust somebody to go take the money out and put more money in, and I don't know how much it is, and they're like, it's good. Trust me, it's the right amount. That's a whole nother thing. So even if it's not physical, it requires intention, and by definition, you're always going to have to think of stuff. It's always going to be on your mind. How could I do this better? How could I do that better? What do you think the misconception with this is? Success isn't a destination, it's a process. You think many people, when they set a goal, they think once I get to the goal, that's the end of the game. The end of the movie, roll credits, that's it.
Yeah, I think that's
that your
one
thought?
of them. I think there's a bunch. I think we should go through all of them.
Let's do it.
So logic and emotion and results versus process. And then there's the identity piece, but we'll stick to the process part. Success is a process. That's the point. Kevin and I are in process right now. We are successful right now at the level we are successful at because of previous days' processes. When we had our first $100,000 month in July, I said to Kev, that has nothing to do with what we did this month. That has to do with what we've done for the last previous 7.5 years.
Yeah.
And so everything's an accumulated, so that's the curve. So $100,000 a month is on the journey. It's along the journey. So people say it's about the journey, not the destination, but that's not true because the journey changes based on the destination you choose. So success is a process, but it has to be designed based on goals, based on targets, based on the level you want to get to. And so that's why it's so confusing. But I would say misconceptions would be that it's one or the other. The other misconception is if you don't find fulfillment in the process, you are in so much trouble.
Yeah. I just got to the part, I just started The Art of Impossible. I can never remember the name of that book for whatever reason. I just restarted that, and I think I'm on the first chapter, the second chapter. And he was talking about how passion is a necessity. You have to do something. If you want to get really good at something, you have to be really passionate about it because that's the only way you'll do it for a long enough period of time to get really good at it. And my belief too is if you're actually, okay, let's imagine this. In order to be the most successful, holistically, health, wealth, and love version of yourself, you have to be in a passionate relationship. You have to find something that you're passionate about in terms of exercise, and you have to find something to dedicate your life to that you're passionate about. Cool.
Nice. Career.
Yep. The way you earn money, the way you give back, all that stuff.
Yep.
By definition, you're probably not going to want to stop doing that. So it's never going to be a destination. It's always going to be a process. Now, are you always going to do it at the same level? Maybe not. I don't know. Right?
And there's going to be a bunch of bullshit that you don't want to deal with.
For sure.
In each of those.
For sure.
Especially in the beginning.
And forever.
And forever, yeah. But the percentage is different. Yeah.
Less.
So in the beginning, you and I did a time audit where we went on a whiteboard and there's 168 hours in a week. You sleep 56, 8 hours times 7. It's 112 waking hours left. Kevin and I basically found out that we had 12 hours per week remaining between the two of us. So
yeah, that's very little.
112 times 2 is 224. So out of the 224 waking hours Kevin and I had back then, we had 12 left.
Not great.
For R&R.
Yeah, not great. Not great.
Yeah, so that's when we hired a team.
That's
we
why
hired a team after that.
That's why I'm so big on R&R. I know what it's like to live without it. Jeez, it's brutal.
Yeah, it's important.
It's brutal.
It's important. But I think most people are focused on R&R so much that's not the concern, right? That's not the constraint for most people. Yeah, go ahead.
I think this is the best. I think fitness is the best example of this because it's the easiest to visualize, and many of us have experience with this in some way, shape, or form. I was talking to somebody in the gym the other day, and I mentioned this. He's in a cut. At the end of the month, he looks great. Super lean, lost like 30 pounds, crushing his workouts, super disciplined, dialed
30
in.
pounds, Jesus.
Crushing it.
30 pounds?
Yeah.
Was he huge? I
think it was like one.
Big?
No, but he was
30
skinny,
pounds.
skinny
How
fat.
long?
I don't know, probably the last 6 months, 7 months.
Okay.
Pound a week ish.
It's a lot.
Yeah. And he said, yeah, by the end of the month, I'm probably going to call it quits, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to focus on gaining muscle. And I said, isn't it weird how that's harder almost? Isn't it strange that once you get to the goal, it's almost harder to get to the next goal because it is... You lose the inspiration. The necessity is different. Now you're trying to get strong. So it's like, well, if I'm going to miss, I'm going to eat more than I need to. And then you get to a point where it's kind of jeffed and you like, oh my goodness, I gained 15 pounds and I didn't want to. The goal is not diet to a certain weight because the second you accomplish that quote unquote goal, you have to do something else that is going to require another goal after that and then another goal after that. Forever.
In perpetuity.
And as long as to Alan's point, as long as the progress is up and to the right, that's what we want. The opposite of that is you don't set a goal and then you get a result. And then that result, let's say you've gained 5 pounds in the last year. Okay. You get hoodwinked into thinking it's because of your fucking whatever. Insert dumb shit here that is out there on social media. It's because you're not sunning your butthole when you wake up first thing in the morning. Cool. You want to go sun your anus? Best of luck to you. I hope it works for you. That ain't it for me, at least. So, oh my goodness, I have been sunning my anus. I need to sun my anus.
Man, Next Level
social
University,
media clip.
baby.
That's the social media clip right there. So you go do that. Insert thing that's not going to work. Cool.
What was the one? Cinnamon through the doorway or something?
Cinnamon through the yeah. If you're at the beginning of the month, if you put cinnamon in front of your doorway, you'll have good luck. Something like that. No, you're not. No, that's no. I don't think so. I think that's some witchcraft.
It's inaccurate.
It's inaccurate. So you get to a point where it's like, oh my goodness, I don't have results and I don't know how to get them. Let me try something else. That pushes you further away from getting results. Then you go further away from getting results. So if the goals and the strategies are misaligned, it's not that you stay the same. Things get worse over time. And I think that's a really hard thing to deal with.
The goal that you want needs to be aligned with the process that achieves it. And the lifestyle you want is usually not aligned with that process. That is really, let's have this conversation. I know we got to go soon. This is the conversation. Why do most people not have all their goals and dreams?
Because it sucks to accomplish them.
Yeah. Because the day-to-day lifestyle they want is not aligned with the necessary process to achieve that goal. The person that I'm talking about who will be a multimillionaire, who has $200,000 invested, do you know how much money he could have spent? He could have gone on trip after trip.
He could have spent all of it.
traveled. He could have easily.
Yeah, you could have spent all of it.
So there is no such thing as something for nothing. And I think that the process of becoming wealthy is way worse than the process of being wealthy. They're not even close. Like, you have a $65,000 BMW. That has nothing to do with anything you've done recently. That took you 6.5 years of grinding to get to the point where you can afford that. And it's just, and obviously on top of everything else, right? It's not like you just have a BMW. But I guess, I used to say you can't want a goal without also wanting the process necessary to achieve it. And Kev always says, well, you can want to. It just won't happen.
Well, I think most people do.
Well, what if we focus on the process you want? What if we focus on the process that, maybe not that you want, because that's a terrible frame
that you're willing to live with. I'm telling you, when somebody comes to me, with all the love, I do not care what your goals are. I could give a fuck less. I don't care. I care what you're willing to make your life look like until you get there. That's it.
Yeah.
And then what you're willing to what you're willing to have your life look like while you maintain and grow those. Because again, it's not.
Do you want the goal more than the quality of life? That might be an episode at some point. Like, do you want the goal more than the quality of life?
Me?
Is that, no, I think that, is that the question?
Yeah,
Like,
that is a question. Yeah.
I think we all have blind spots. And I think one of mine is when I set a goal, I immediately orient my entire existence underneath that goal.
All it is it's are you present focused, or what is the ratio between your present, the percentage between your present focus and your future focus? That's all it is at the end of the day. Because if you're willing to give up 5 years of your present, you're most likely, and you have the right strategy, you're most likely going to be wildly successful in the future. If you're looking for the right strategy, Next Level Podcast Accelerator starts October 7th. Link will be in the show notes below.
Nice.
But that is the thing, is I think what happens often, and this is the reason why I think hustle culture has such a bad rap now, and I understand completely, because it was people that had 10 out of 10 change the world type goals, like change the actual world type goals, telling everybody that they had to give up everything in order to accomplish whatever it is they wanted.
Yeah.
That's not true. If you want to have a quote unquote more successful podcast or more successful business than you do today, you don't necessarily have to trade in everything to get there. Fair?
Yeah, you have a level 10 goal, you have to dedicate at level 10.
Yes.
If you have a level 2 goal, you can dedicate at level 2. Yeah, that's the metaphor.
I think that's why it's so villainized, is because so many people felt wronged about the fact that they gave up way more than they wanted. They adjusted their lifestyle so much to the point where they weren't willing to put up with it, and then they villainized it. If somebody sat them down and said, look, you don't have to get up at 4 a.m. every day. I don't get up at 4. Why do you don't have to get up at 4. Wait, you're going to work 20 hours a day and only sleep 4 hours? I don't think that's good for you.
It's a terrible idea.
Right? That's not sustainable.
Yeah.
I think it's just, but that was the motivational stuff, quote unquote.
Yeah, that was the motivational stuff. Just
It's
sleep
dumb.
faster, I recommend. Arnold Schwarzenegger
dumb.
says that.
Dumb
Like,
as
sleep
shit.
faster. Very dumb.
Dumb as shit.
And also, Arnold, you were running
doing
tests.
a lot of
man.
steroids. Yeah, a lot of
You were doing
steroids.
a lot of steroids. You didn't need as much sleep.
Right.
No, but at the end of the day, too, last piece. You have to have a specific goal, otherwise you can't design a process. It's like, are you making chocolate cake or are you making fucking tacos? Like
Both tonight.
Nice. Seriously?
No, but tacos probably.
Okay. Right. Are you kidding me? I didn't know that. The recipe. Imagine if I'm like, hey, I'm making tacos, and then you see me like making eggs and pancakes.
Yeah.
It's like, I thought we were having tacos. Don't worry about it. I like this process better. I honestly, I know I come off so pretentious with this. I don't care anymore. That's what I feel like when I see someone. They say, I want a great body. I want to be healthy, wealthy, and in love. I want a new home. And then I watch them making eggs. It's like, I thought you were making tacos. The fuck are we doing here? Like, you can't make eggs and pancakes and expect tacos.
It's not optimal.
That's how it is in my...
Yeah, I know, but your binary. It's 0 or 1. It's yes or no.
But it's not. It sounds binary, but it's a spectrum. Like, so for example, there's a client I have who wants to buy a home. So he's investing in a first home savings account, and he has, X amount of dollars in there, and he contributes every month. It's like, okay, cool. in X amount of fucking days, you're going to have X amount of money for a down payment on your first home. You told me you're going to cook breakfast and I see pancakes, eggs, and hash. Great. I don't see you making chocolate cake when you said I was going to get pancakes.
But this is my perspective. You were a fitness coach. Mm-hmm. I've done some fitness coaching in the past as well. Mm-hmm. 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 This was always my perspective. Okay, you want to lose X amount of weight or gain X amount of weight in X amount of time. Awesome. If you decide to have a cheat meal, that's on you. That affects nobody but you, and it will take longer to get there. Mm-hmm. That, I think what happens is it's easy to get turned off to it has to be all or nothing when it has to be more and less.
It doesn't ever have to be all or nothing.
I know, but sometimes it
just
like
sounds that way.
I know.
And that's the problem.
I just want to make sure that
communication. That's why I like drawing graphs.
We dig 100%. Under that because
I need to start drawing on this podcast. I love draw graphs. Man.
Whatever you want.
I'm obviously joking, but what is the process you're willing to tolerate? And here's the thing too, like because you like quality of life,
of course.
I know you say of course. Some people don't care that much. Straight up.
More people are on my end for sure.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I care about goals. You said one time, you're like, well, you just don't value friendship. I was like, fuck you, man. That's not true. I value friendship maybe more than you do. You just don't know it. I care about goals more.
I would argue that you definitely do more than I do. I think most people do more than I do.
Okay, fair. But that's my point is, dude, I miss my friends all the time. The amount of times I think about a certain person who was a friend of mine in the past, who I haven't seen in fucking years, is every day. I'm not joking. Every day. Wake up in the middle of the night, I wonder how he's doing. Doesn't matter. My goals don't let me. I have to choose. I'm humble enough internally to choose. I chose my goals over that friendship because every time I see that person, he's doing a whole lot of fucking nothing. And that's fine for him. I'm like, how are you? Same shit, man. Different day. Awesome. I gotta go. I can't have it. So it's not that I don't value that person. I adore that person. I love that person. I care for that person so much. But I care about my fucking dreams more. And I just wish we were taught what it actually is going to require to achieve certain dreams. And then you see these people interviewed on Jimmy Fallon or whatever talk show. And they say things that are like, there's no way that's why. There's no way that's how you got successful.
They're trying to inspire people, not educate people.
I know, man, but it's not accurate.
I know.
So it's like, there's no way. What I love to hear is that woman in Divergent who says, honestly, I've been acting for 28 years. Like, you guys I only got famous recently. You know, she was a childhood actress she wasn't successful for 28 years. I love the Ian McClellan reference. This will be the last thing I say.
Who's that?
Ian McClellan. He was Magneto, Gandalf. Seriously?
I'm not going to know these.
For everyone out there who doesn't boycott all mass movies.
I didn't boycott it. I just haven't seen it yet.
Lord of the Rings, man? Straight up.
Tanner and I tried the first one, fell asleep. I will never do it. Okay, I was like, this is what people are talking about?
Though. Magneto?
Magneto. X-Men?
Yeah.
The bald guy?
He's Magneto. He's the one that does metal. He can control metal.
I'm out.
All
for
right.
that reason.
Everyone else knows what we're talking about.
Shout out to you guys. I don't know what the hell's
Lord
going on.
of the Rings, The Hobbit, Gandalf, for fuck's sake.
Cool.
Okay, the point is, no one knew him. He wasn't famous or successful as an actor. And again, I'm putting successful in quotes because, again, success is a process. But he wasn't externally successful, in quotes, till he was 61 years old.
It's wild.
That's the cool stories. I feel like those are the stories that inspire me the most. Where it's like, good for you, man. You focused on the process of acting for 40 years. and then you got a big break. And then you were in the most successful movie franchise in history, which is Lord of the Rings. Like, what a big deal that is. And then The Hobbit, and then the X-Men series, and then all of a sudden now he's rich and famous. He spent 40 years doing a process before anyone knew his name. And obviously some people knew his name, his family. He had some low-budget films, I'm sure. I don't know the guy's career that well. I really don't. Yeah. But I do know that I didn't know him until he was Magneto. And that was in early 2001, and he was already 61 years old.
What's the hard part about this is, for every one like him, there's 100 people that just don't make it.
Yeah, I know.
That's the fucked up part is there's somebody right now sleeping in a 1-bedroom apartment in LA. They got they can barely afford it, right? And you'll never know who they are. I believe it.
I'm kidding.
I believe it.
But I do want you to know, what if they kept going till they were 61? There wouldn't be 100 that weren't known.
Yeah, but there still might be 50.
Yeah, okay.
That's why those stories are so fucking powerful.
But if you want to be an actor.
I know.
If I wanted to be an actor, and I told this to one of my acting friends once, because I said, you quit, man. God damn.
I don't think he really wanted it. I don't think he probably really wanted it.
Fair. I was like, dude, if I wanted to be an actor, I would do whatever it took. I was in LA with this man. Like, I would do whatever it took. I was like, dude, you don't even go on auditions. Like, I don't understand. I applied to 50 jobs a fucking day when I was out there. Like, I just don't get that mentality, you know?
I don't think they look. I wanted, quote unquote, to be a professional fighter. I did not want. It sounded better than it was. Then talking
you don't
about
really
it,
want it.
I didn't really want it.
Like,
that is a factual. No, there were people that wanted it way worse than I did, for sure.
Yeah, well, that's another episode. But like, if you don't want it that bad, you're not gonna get it.
Of course,
because that's facts. I gave up. I went to my network, and one of them worked at SpaceX, and I got an interview at SpaceX, and then I ended up going home. But like, I was pulling at strings when I was out in LA, man. I'm talking whatever it took, day in and day out, to the point where my friend was like, "You're gonna die, dude. Like, you need to like chill, you know." And I ended up getting Bell's palsy because I was so fucking stressed. But at the end of the day, whatever.
That comes from
stress.
What are we
doing? It can be catalyzed by stress, yeah.
I know that.
But at the end of the day, I was definitely stressed, for sure. I had family stuff. It was a lot more than just that. But I was grinding every day. And to me, if the goal doesn't matter more than the lifestyle, you're in trouble. Like,
I agree.
When it comes to goals.
Yeah, I agree.
You can have a decent lifestyle. All of us have better lifestyle than people hundreds of years ago. But like, you have to choose. Is it goals first, lifestyle second, or is it lifestyle first, goals second? Because if it's lifestyle first, goals second, you without a question are going to take a hit on the goal side.
I think that is the important. That's like the best statement to make, because it's a percentage and then it's a syntax. It's a syntax and a percentage. Syntax is what is it? What is it? Is it goals first or lifestyle? And then what is the percentage?
Yeah, nice.
And I think the hard piece is, yes, as you become quote unquote more successful, even if the percentage stays the same, hypothetically, the lifestyle increases.
When you traded in your Subaru WRX...
I did not trade it in. The engine blew up, unfortunately.
The engine blew. Okay. But when you decided to do what you had to do and get a Mazda, that was big for me. You were basically Flintstoning your ass around. The thing was stalling out at red lights.
That was brutal.
And you were willing to get a fucking terrible Mazda.
I didn't think it was that terrible.
I know. But it's way worse than the sports car you were driving.
For sure.
I needed to see that. Dude, you could never be this man if you weren't willing to do that.
Well, and I
need to see shit like that.
That's evolved too, where like we had conversation. I was like, I'll get rid of the BMW. Like if it's that,
I know.
If it's,
I needed to hear that, man, because
I get rid of the one I have right now.
That's what it takes sometimes.
Well, right? I think it's just gotten to a point where, I don't know, when you get something you've always wanted, you realize how much you actually value it. I love my car. I'm it's a fantasy. Every time I get in it, I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this is my car. And if I had to get rid of it, I'd get rid of it. And I'd be fine. But I also think I have a deep belief that eventually I would get a nicer one. So maybe that's nice. I mean, it's not apples to apples though, right? That's a piece of it. It doesn't seem like that much of a sacrifice to me. It's more delay, maybe. Maybe that's a different episode. All right, what's your next level lesson before we get out of here? What's your takeaway here? I know we went longer on this one than we anticipated.
Yeah, I think it's what you said. It's the syntax. And be honest with yourself about this. If you care about quality of life first and goals second, I looked at this earlier, I've coached 400 plus people. It's probably more than that, to be honest, because my list is not fully up to date. Some of them care about quality of life too much to be successful. At least at the level they want. Doesn't mean they can't be successful at all. Success is not a 1 or a 0. It's It's a 0 to 10, and if they will never be level 10 successful because they just aren't willing to give up their Subaru in this metaphor. They're not willing to give up their quality of life. So if quality of life is first, and you need to be honest about that, just understand that, and then make sure you design the right life for you. Because if goals are first, also, it's game time, and you're gonna have to sacrifice a lot. Like the higher you climb, the higher you aim, the higher you want to go, the highest level you want to achieve is going to require that same level of dedication, commitment, sacrifice, and the quality of life in the short term might get really bad.
Somebody asked me yesterday on a podcast, they said, what advice would you give to somebody that's a podcaster or a business owner that wants to get to where you are? And I was like, first of all, I'm not that far. I mean, in the podcasting space, yeah, I guess we're really far ahead or really far along. In the business space, like we're still relatively, we're babies. Mm-hmm. I said
8 years.
8
toddler.
years. Toddler.
Toddler.
No, 8
We're not
years is not a
babies
toddler,
anymore.
right? What's an 8-year-old?
Infant. I'm kidding.
Adolescent.
You don't know.
What's an adolescent?
Adolescent.
Whatever an 8-year-old is, that's what we are.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not even going to give you a tactic. Blah, blah, I'd get rid of that for a second. The level of commitment will dictate the level of success. I said, this is the most important thing in the world to me. My wife is the most important person. Outside of me, I'm the most important person. Obviously, I have to take care of me. And my wife is the most important person. Outside of that, everything comes after the podcast. Yep. That is the best advice I could give anyone. Now, we have very big goals and we have very big aspirations. And we're trying to accomplish a lot. And we're trying to impact a lot. So it doesn't have to be the same for you. But what you get out of the thing that you're doing is directly correlated to what you put in. And in the beginning, it's not. You put in everything and you get nothing. And eventually, the bow tie flips and we'll
and then it becomes passive.
Yeah, then it becomes passive. You just show
it's never
up to
fully passive.
You just buy a car wash, and then you're a bajillionaire.
Yeah, and then you're a bajillionaire from a car wash.
And then you're a bajillionaire.
It's good stuff, man. I appreciate it.
Of course. How do people get a hold of you if they want to continue the process of success?
This is what I'm saying now to my clients and we just signed on a new client yesterday. I'm so freaking pumped. You know who you are. That's exciting. So you bring the coachability, you bring the work ethic, and I will bring the strategy and the system of success that guarantees over time, if you do the work, sustainable, consistent, improved success over time. Like we can get you to the next level. Seriously, we can. And I had this pulled up earlier. Let me see if it's still up. Nice. Your return on investment, another stat says your return on investment with a great coach is 788%. Okay, so you will earn 788% on average more than the statistical average of people without a good coach. Now, it does say only if it's a great coach. All right, and it's over your lifetime. So I've had calls earlier today where I was like, this one call is going to earn you a lot of money over your lifetime. It's not going to earn it right this second, but the strategy, the awareness, the mindset, the sticking with it, the compound effect, it does. It pays dividends forever. You invest today in your own personal growth so that you can be more successful tomorrow. That's what coaching is. It's my favorite work in the world. I'm doing it every single day now, except for Sunday. And, I hope you sign on. It's more affordable than you think. Please reach out. I promise you it's more affordable than you think.
You will be mind blown when you hear it, for sure. 100%.
And the only reason I don't say the price is because I don't want someone to hear this in 2 years when the price is different, to be honest. That's why I don't say it on here. Because, I have packages and all kinds of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's way more affordable than you think. And I just don't want to say it publicly because I don't want to be someone be, I thought it was, when we're 5 years out. So.
Well, 5 years from today. Could be millions. Could be.
I think bajillions, maybe.
Get on now. Get on now. You know what I mean? Get on now. All right. As always, we love you. We appreciate you. Grateful for each and every one of you. And look, if you are as committed as you say you are, if you are willing to have the lifestyle that you say you are willing to have while you pursue your goals, make sure you tune in tomorrow because we're going to be here every single day to help you get there.
Keep reaching for your full potential. Next Level Nation.